Hey guys, how y'all doing tonight? Thanks for joining me tonight on another episode of Monday Night Slot Car Live, where I go live with the community. And this week we go live with Adam Hurte. If you're not sure who Adam Hurte was, well, he's pretty much the genius behind PTT when they first got started. He was the guy always in the background, seems to get things done. So we'll just give a minute for some people to come into the room, and then we'll say hello to Adam. Hey, Bill, thanks for joining us. Scott, thank you very much. Rich, thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Kenny, thank you very much. Rick, thank you, brother. Hey, Robert. All right. Looks like we're going to have another good night. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Hey, Steve, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Thank you, brother. Southern Slot Racing, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Absolutely awesome. Curtis, how you doing, brother? Awesome. Thanks for coming by, man. Haven't seen you in a bit. Hey, Patriot Hobbies, thank you very much. Any money that's donated tonight goes directly to the crash cam. And so far we have 1,200 and 1,200. Wow, that'd be awesome. So far we have $12.50 going towards the crash cam. And the 360 camera, that's a project that I will do myself. But if anybody would like to donate for the crash cam, you're more than welcome to. So thank you very much, Patriot Hobbies. I appreciate that. Matt, thank you, brother. Very nice. Rick, thank you, brother, for joining us tonight. Absolutely appreciate it. Oh, man, property in the mountains. Sounds great. All right. So without further ado, let's bring in our guest of the night, Adam Hurte. Let's bring in Adam. Ta-da!
Yay!
Hey, brother, how you doing?
I'm good.
Right on, man. Looking good. Looking
Thanks.
good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So, what's going on with you? Your race set. What's happening
Well,
currently?
I spent all day yesterday morning. I planned on to build the table on Saturday, but kind of ran out of time, and got it built Sunday morning. Got the track set up late last night. There's some still imperfections. I ordered track clips today, so a couple guys recommended that, so that's a good thing. So those should be here tomorrow. But other than that, it's running pretty good. 4 lanes, AFX track. I think I'm gonna add a on the back turn, like I don't even know what turn you want to call that, but the back stretch coming into the front stretch here. I think I'm gonna do a bank turn. I have bank turns, so I
Nice.
think I'm gonna do a 4 lane bank turn, and
Nice.
just to try to carry some nice speed on the back stretch coming around the
Oh,
last
perfect.
turns, and then but yeah, it's starting to come along, and my brother-in-law was over last night, and he was giving me some ideas. So I think this table is on casters, and I can show you guys. But so it's an 8x4 layout. I'm gonna turn it. We're gonna add some more table to it, and then we're gonna start the drag strip on one end, and then work its way down the wall, and then we'll have 14 or 15 feet of that to do a drag strip right there. So, but and then he kind of got creative and thought about, hey, let's let's make inserts of tracks. So
Right.
like he's saying like put boards underneath, pull them out, and interchange them
Oh,
with
yeah,
different layouts.
like the bigger manufacturer, like Viper and them have been doing, where
Oh, I didn't know they did stuff like that. So I
yeah,
was like, yeah, that's kind of a cool idea.
they'll add an interchangeable piece that you can either add in or take out to change the
He's
configuration.
talking about a whole entire layout.
Wow, man.
Yeah, so he's pretty ingenuitive. I built this table by myself, so he had some things that he was working. He was on call, so he had to kind of help out over the weekend, so he couldn't get over here. But he kind of
Nice.
gave me an idea on what to go with, and so that's the plans in the future. But other than that, man, I'm excited. My son was so excited to get going last night. He bugged me all weekend to get it done, and I wanted to get it done. We just ran out of time. You know, life gets in the way
Right.
sometimes. So, but
Yeah.
but yeah, so I'm excited, and I want to say one thing. At some point tonight, Dan, I want to give a giveaway, and I'll have you come up with a number, and the winner wins a candy striper.
Oh, awesome. All
So we'll do
right.
that later on. Whenever you want to throw that in, we can do that, and you can pick a number, and we'll go from there. So I don't know how many
Awesome.
guys we got on tonight, but we'll go up to that number, and we'll go from there.
Well, so far we have 19, so
Okay.
that's pretty good.
So I'll mail it out to them. I'll just get their address. And we can go from there. So
Yeah, sounds absolutely awesome, man.
cool.
Bill, I want to thank you for that, brother. That'll go towards the crash cam, of course.
Nice.
And we now have Giacomo's in the house. Thanks for joining us, Jack. So tell us what track do you have there?
Okay.
Thanks for joining us, Alan.
So last weekend I was at Pro Tinker, and I was like, man, a lot of the guys were like, I have tons of Auto World track. I have the Victory 400. I have tons of little sets and things like that. So I was like, well, all the guys really like the AFX, and especially on the Discord and stuff like that I'm on, that we're gonna probably be on after the show tonight if anybody wants to join. But it's an AFX Super International. Comes with 4 lanes, 4 controllers, 2 terminal tracks. It comes with an adjustable power supply, which is way too fast for me right now. They just fly off the track.
Yeah.
So, but no, it's been a real cool set. The cars that come with it really pay for itself. They're going for $100 on eBay, is what I'm being told. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's turned out. It's a really nice track. I can tell the difference from that, I believe, than to the Auto World track. It just seems like it connects better to me. But I picked up the CrashNet guardrails from Pro Tinker, and I'm glad that I did that. The little ones they help, but with they can fly off, and I don't want to crack them. But no, other than that, the Super International has been I've maybe had 45 minutes on it, but it seems like it's right out of the box, pretty smooth track.
And that that crash fencing, that's the new one, right?
Correct. Yeah, I got
That's
it. I
actually
bought.
the crash fencing, not the guardrail.
Correct. I bought a whole bunch of them. I didn't know how much. But yeah, here's
Yeah, those are awesome.
they are,
Those
and
are awesome.
they really connect to the track really easy.
Yeah.
And you're not finessing with it and messing. It just clicks and it stays there, and they connect together really nice. So it does keep the car on the track.
Yeah, it does a really good job of it, and protecting your hobby, your investment as
Right.
well too, right?
Right.
See, there's only the two kinds. There's that kind, which I really like, and if you're just going to be driving AFX or Auto World type cars, then that's absolutely perfect. But
Right.
if you have a track like what Mark at
Mark.
Mark's Slot Car Garage has, you want to get the sticker kind that you stick on the edge of the track.
Oh.
And it has it's made out of like I want to say plastic. I don't think it's plastic. It's like poly or something, and it's got a little piece of tape at the bottom, so it just gives you that little bit more.
Oh, nice. I didn't know
Yeah,
they had that. I'm gonna have to check that out.
yeah, yeah. So they work pretty good. I have them on my track. I realized right away that if there was going to be any drift whatsoever, you have to kind of go with that.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
But on the super speedway where I do have that tall fencing, man, I like how it looks. It looks
That's
great, man,
cool.
you know?
I'm gonna have to check that out. My wife kind of gave a good idea for me on the track because I was trying to think of what I wanted to do with the board that it actually lays on, and she was like, "You should get all the guys, send them, have them email you like their signature, like an SVR or their logo, and we can print them out because my wife has a sticker maker and stuff like that." And I was gonna put everybody's logo on my layout like that. I thought that'd be kind of cool. Kind of like a side of a NASCAR that has everybody's logo. We can put everybody, SVR and Scott of HO, Pro Tinker, all that. So I thought that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. If you end up making that happen, let me know because
Will do.
I want to do the same thing on my upper rail there above the drag strip on my
Oh, that
track.
would be awesome.
I want to extend that because I do have more of that guardrail, like the newer
Mhm.
guardrail, and it's just wide enough to put that more sticker there. And I want to keep doing that with everyone's logo, basically all the way down. So every
That
time
would be
someone
cool.
pans, we're gonna pan across everybody's channel.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's a
Yeah,
great. That's
man.
a great
So
idea.
yeah, I
That's
think
cool.
that's why I keep putting my card there. But I really want to have like continue the sticker with the
Sure.
rail and then everyone's logo on it. Not just mine, but everybody we deal with on a daily basis.
Right. That's awesome. That's awesome. I can't wait for that. And if I can help in any way, send you some, guardrails or whatever you need. I got too much stuff is what my wife said the other day, but that's what I'm gonna start doing on this wall over here is I'm gonna start lining up just all like how Scott did, but just start lining up all new cars. So that I'm
Yeah.
collecting and keeping in the packaging.
Well, you know what they say, people want to see what other people have, right? It's just
Right. You're 100% like I love your background when you're in your bar and you have all your
yeah,
magazines and stuff like that, and just
yeah.
Scott's area. Like I love when Scott's sitting there. By the way, I'm everybody always represents their favorite pop. I got my sun kiss, so
Woo!
yeah,
All
I
right.
knew it. Yeah,
So
hopefully
you know what
Scott's.
the
Go ahead,
sun
Dan.
for you know what the secret though is, right? It's
Uh,
you want your background to look busy
sure.
and lots of stuff to look at so
Right.
that when people get bored of looking at your face,
Sure.
they have something else to look at,
Right.
right?
I need to have a little wall that says "for sale," like
Yeah,
over there, like a used car lot, something like
and
that.
put
My used
and
car
just
lot.
yeah,
I'll put
right.
that like used car lot, and I'll have it. That might be a good idea. So
Just put them up in the background. Just do your normal video, have that shelf in the background, the for sale shelf, and
yeah, I
every
like
day
that.
you want to sell something, put out
That's
a
cool.
video and slap two cars on the
That's
shelf.
cool. I like that. Adam's used car lot. And you know what's
Yeah.
funny is my dad was a car salesman for 40 plus years, so I'll be able to, I'll be able to pull that pretty easy. So, but yeah,
That
it's cool to, I've had a track for a long time, probably 2018, 19. And the only thing I ever had set up was a small California Dreamin'. I think California Cruising set for like 2 months, and then I built a drag strip along my wall, and then my wife took over that part of the basement, and I took my track down. And ever since then, I never had a track back up. I
oh
would just
man.
I never put, but I bought more of my collection at that time than any other time. I just got hooked into it and hooked into it, and I'm like, finally, I have the space at the new house. I'm like, well, shoot, I'm gonna just build me a huge track. So, and it's not huge; it's big to me right now. But the 132nd track that we plan on doing in my garage is going to be 4 8x4 tables.
Four of
So
them.
4 of them.
Wow.
And that's
Nice.
what me and my buddy had in 2008, 2009 when I first came across SCX because I had SCX and then SCX Digital. That's when I first came across Brian when he worked at Technotoys. So I got all my gear through them. But I love 132nd. That's where I kind of grew up
Oh,
with, and that's. But it just takes up so much space. That's the only thing that kind of is the downfall of that. So
cool. Well, maybe I'll wait until you start doing your thing so I can sort of follow along with you.
hey, that's
I'm green as hell, brother, when it comes
yeah.
to anything more than HO.
Well, 132nd, there's two problems with it: space and cost, and they're really
Yeah.
expensive. I mean, just to buy just a stock in the package thing, they're between $40 and $80. You know what I mean? The range. So that's the only thing, the downfall of that. But the accessories are expensive. But I have access to a huge collection to pick and choose from when I want it, and it'd be cheap. And that was my buddy that had it set up. So he had an awesome layout. Like it could be in magazines. It was that awesome type thing, or a website. It was really cool. So and and I had HO when I was young, but everybody had it then. But
Yeah.
I moved on from that. And then when I got older, my buddy's like, "Hey, come on over and try these cars out." I'm like, "Oh my, I've never seen cars this big." So, but now I'm hooked like crazy. I mean, I'm on the Discord with you guys every night, chatting away or video chatting, and just looking every day to buy new stuff. I'm starting to get to. I know everybody uh, that's new to anything, whatever hobby you're in, you're kind of hesitant because you don't know what to do or what to
Right.
buy. You don't want to buy the wrong thing. And that's where I've gotten to this point where, I'm bouncing things off of you or Rich or Bill or Mark on, hey, what's the next step? What do I need to buy? As power supply unit? Or to buy Hardin Creek stuff or Jag Hobbies. So
Right.
that's where I'm kind of going next. And I want to film that for the community. So people like me that's building a new table or building your first track, a permanent track, you're like, hey, what do I do? Because I don't want to spend a buku of money and it would be the wrong thing. So
Well, that's but you have at least because your interactions with Pro Tinker Toys,
mhm,
even if you don't buy, you still get to interact with them. You
right,
know what I mean? You're still
right.
looking at the product. You have the advantage of being able to manhandle the
Sure,
product
that's a good
before you
yeah,
even lay any cake out,
right,
right? And
yep,
that's I was just listening to before I started my stream, I was listening to Conquest, and he does the 132nd cars, but he's from Canada
mm,
as well too. So and he just got monetized, so it's good for
wow,
him.
yeah, that's
Um,
excellent.
but I listened to his trials and tribulations being from Canada, even the larger scale cars. I figured that these problems don't translate across, and they absolutely do. He's
Oh yeah,
telling me about huge prices here and
yeah.
there. It's like, oh yeah, I had to pay $120, and I'm like, that's what I pay for
Yeah.
HO here in Canada for something that's rare, man.
Well, if if
So
if all these manufacturers kind of get back into it like they were in the 60s, 70s, and 80s,
yeah,
that might drive the cost down because there's so many manufacturers, they have to compete with each other. That might help drive that cost down when there's instead of two main ones, like an Auto World to AFX, if there's 8 or 10 of those, that might help drive that price down. I mean, to be honest with you, these cards that come in this packaging should be no more than $20. It should be $20 at most to me, because they're a toy, and even that
yeah,
to me, $20. I mean, look how much a Hot Wheel costs. You know what
right.
I mean? It's $1.25 at Walmart to buy a Hot Wheel. So why, I know that's got a motor and some things like that, but Hot Wheel has just as much design as these cars have. So but I just think they're a little pricey for what they are, no matter what.
Well, it is true though. That's exactly the case. I'm told and this is somebody telling me that an extraction chassis is nothing but a $12 chassis all day every
Oh
day.
yeah, yep,
And the shell you put on it is only as expensive as you want to make it because
right.
literally that's all it is. So when it comes, and then of course you look at the 4 gear line, and I've brought this up many times before, and people wonder why I collect the 4 gear dragsters. Well, when you
Hmm.
look at the liveries on them,
Oh yeah,
that is why, man. When you watch some of those videos I've been putting out lately, I deliberately am doing them high res because I think they look absolutely
yeah.
amazing. And like I said, I don't know what Auto World's doing with the 4 gear line, but they've hit it out of the park, man. They
Oh
found
yeah.
their
I mean,
secret sauce,
I'm
and I
looking right
wish.
at I'm looking right at my the funny cars that I just got, the John Force and then the new Bob. Tasca, the 2022, it's a iWheels version. I mean,
Yeah.
that Ford livery on that is just amazing on both of. I have that one and I have the Ford Motorcraft non-iWheel, and they're just stellar on the way they have it. It looks like the real car.
Yeah, so what I did is I did something out of the norm that I normally don't do. When I do reviews of the cars, of course, I like to get the car in the package and stuff. But I'm not really interested in any more four-gear chassis. I
Mm,
literally have so many, it's kind of
sure.
sickening. So what I did was, of course, at Jag Hobbies, they allow you to buy the four-gear chassis or sorry, they allow you to buy the four-gear shells without the chassis.
Oh, that's nice.
So for $16 Canadian, I can get the shell for uh I what I did was I bought the whole entire line of the new funny cars from this season, the 2023 season, which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And then they have the new Top Fuel dragsters, which are coming out, of course, in a couple weeks, which will be just kick ass. So
Yeah, they are awesome. I wish I was hoping they were in when I was helping out in the Kentucky show, so I could pick up the whole lot. But
oh
they weren't.
man.
They didn't with PTT. So, but they weren't in yet. So, but yeah, I think Auto World has seen a big want for those top fuel dragsters, and that's
Right.
why they're pushing those pretty good right now. So,
Well, I used to always push Brian at PTT because he used to always forget to order them.
oh yeah,
It's it never crossed his mind because it's probably not something that normally in his queue of selling slot cars. It's probably I bet he's never really come across them too much.
no, and he doesn't. He just recently got into the top fuel. I mean, he just bought them recently, and when
Right?
we go to shows, people would be buying them left and right. And what's funny is one of his first sets that where he got kind of noticed on YouTube was the Hot Wheels drag strip. That's the
Yeah.
first thing I ever bought from him. First thing. And we always set that up at shows, and it's always a hit with everybody, but it never kind of clicked until we started seeing people we sold out at a show. And he's like, wait a second, these are kind
Hmm.
of hot. So he started buying those. And but yeah, even the funny cars, I mean, uh, people like them really just to put them on the shelves because they look so good. It's not necessarily to race them, they just look that good on the shelves.
Oh, they look. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
and the new ones are gonna look even better with that fighter, cockpit type
Yeah,
capsule that
with
the
the closed
drivers are in.
cockpit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those things look
See, and
great.
not only that, but they're using this year's livery too, the 2023 livery,
Wow.
which is normally they're usually like 2 years behind. They're right on it this year, and the new closed cockpits are awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome. They're gonna look great.
I
And
agree.
and
I
that's what it'll take the dragster shape into the next era. And then
Yep.
I'm kind of curious to see what they're gonna do with the engine blocks, the motor blocks,
Oh,
to
that look
see how
cool.
they're going to paint them up because they in the last few years they've been doing a little bit of black and some silver, a little bit of silver, all silver,
Mhm.
mostly black with a little bit of there's
What do
so
you
many.
think about maybe a pit kit for one of those or the funny car?
Well, the funny cars, the pickets are already available for
Oh,
the
they
funny
are? Okay.
yeah, all of them. They don't look like the cars.
Ugh.
The shape of the car looks really weird when it's not
Huh.
painted or with the livery on it.
Yeah.
So, and they don't do the top fuels, although I wish they would because
Yeah,
that
I
would be
think
a
it would look
great
nice.
idea,
Yeah, I
right?
mean, people can. There's so many cool. Like when I was at the last show, I didn't realize how many decal makers there are out there for HO slot cars, and there's a ton of them out there.
Yeah.
And it's people like doing their own things at it, and they sometimes, to be honest with you, make better stuff just a private person than a company that has graphic design artists and all that,
Hmm.
and that do it every day. I saw it at the last show, so a gentleman made a car. I'm like, where'd you buy this? He's like, I made it. I'm like, how did you make something that it looks like it came from, a manufacturer? So,
Yeah. Well, you
but
see, that's the problem, right? Some of these companies who could do a really good job on some of these labels won't. because of copyright things,
Sure.
restrictions, where small guys like us or whatever, if we have our printing machines and stuff, like even look at Elise Russell when she seen my AFX coffee mug. She literally just sent me
Yeah.
the file for it, because
Yeah.
if I'm
Very
gonna be
cool.
ripping her shit off, she wants it to look good, I guess.
Right.
And I get it, right?
Right.
So it's kind of funny, but it makes sense, right?
Right.
So
No, it, I remember Brian say something, probably every other live stream, but he said licensing has ruined a lot of things, and it has. I mean, it's so hard for you to, it's kind of cool that Auto World got Ford to put Ford Motorcraft on their packaging and that car, but anything
yeah,
else, you can't put NASCAR on anything anymore.
no,
It's, and that's probably what kind of hurt NASCAR in a lot of ways, because they've killed that market of them being able to license anything. I mean, that was my first set in SCX Digital, was the NASCAR set, and
oh
those
well,
liveries were awesome on those cars back then. But now you can't get them that way. But I did hear, I don't know what rumor or what company it was. I think it might have been Carrera, but there's rumors that they're getting back the NASCAR
yeah,
license.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
So
This is the reason why, brother. Like now you're making NASCAR liveries on the larger cars. I might have to come there.
yeah, they look
So
really good too. I wish they would do sprint cars. I'm big. My wife's family was big into sprint car racing for a long,
oh,
long
that'd be so
time,
cool, man.
and I live literally 2 miles from a dirt track, a pretty good dirt track. So, I we spend our summers going there all the time, and it's just, sprint cars are really, really cool to watch. And I have a lifelike one here that that I run around sometimes, and it's pretty
Oh
cool.
man, that
Yeah.
is
So
awesome.
yeah, but these cars are awesome. I've seen a couple of them that I want to get my hands on, just to have the to have the series of them. But they run okay. They're kind of top heavy. They want to kind of come off the track a lot, but they're still cool to look at. Going
Oh, that's
around the
cool.
track. So, and they're smooth too. Actually, I like the lifelike cars. They're not bad.
Yeah,
That's right,
top for
Robert.
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah, it should be pretty good, man.
yeah,
I know what lately. I was looking at, actually, as soon as I heard about the NASCAR liveries and stuff. I was like, all right, what's the cheapest track I can
yeah.
buy and run cars on? And I'm like,
Hmm.
Polycar.
Yeah. I mean, SCX isn't really that expensive anymore. It's really actually kind of
Oh,
cheap. So, and
yeah.
I like SCX product. Carrera makes great stuff too, but the how nice the cars are today are just phenomenal. Like Scale Electric, they make a nice looking car, but they're too
Oh,
expensive. I
yeah.
mean, they're real expensive. But Ninko, they make a decent car, but Carrera and STX, they all make great stuff. They were all good at their own thing. You know what I mean? Which
Yeah, yeah.
car that they like, but SCX has those cool Audis that you like, the R10s. Was
Oh
it
man,
R10s?
yeah. You see,
Yeah, those are
you
great.
know, I could even see me owning at least one of those, just owning it and not a track, just on the stand behind me kind of
Right,
thing. You know what I mean?
right.
They look awesome, man.
Right.
So
I mean, those the Elf cars with the six wheels. I bought. They had PTT had two series of them. I bought two of each because I knew I wanted to race them because they're too cool not to race. But
yeah.
I wanted to put two on the shelves just because they're so cool to look at. So, and they
Oh
do run really, really well. They hold the track like they're awesome. So,
yeah, they are really nice, and I'm totally sure that sometime in the very near future we'll probably be revisiting another live together, chit chatting about the starting of maybe switching, or at least starting
for
a
30
new
seconds.
scale, right?
I hope so. And that
Yeah.
that just helps that helps, not just HO, it helps all brands of slot cars. And I noticed like 124th is real big, and I don't, I've never messed with 124th, but that's real big with the drag race guys. So they
Yeah.
all run those size scales, or even around a lot of wood tracks and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, see, I think the 124, that's a little too big for me.
Yep.
I like the idea of the other one, the other scale
136.
and something like that, right?
Yep.
I do have the room on I do have the room, unfortunately. Darn.
I there's a guy that I saw on YouTube maybe a year or two ago, and I've been seeing more of him. I think he was an engineer for Ford, and his whole entire basement, he's built a layout over the last like 40 years.
Oh
And
wow.
I mean, he's made everything. He's a model maker too, and his stuff is fantastic. And but yeah, I'll post that maybe on my Instagram or something like that, and people can or on here to check out that he's from Michigan, and he has a lot of the Ford executive chief engineers to come over, and they race and they give little things on this car or that car you could do because he makes all his cars. He hand builds them.
Is his
And
name the Lunch King?
I think that might be. It's an older guy. He's got glasses. I can't remember the name. His nephew started filming it, and that's why it
Yeah.
became viral.
Bill saying it's the Lunch King.
Oh, okay, yeah, that guy. I mean, he's just it's phenomenal his layout.
Rich, thanks for joining us, Richie. The member card is in the mail and is already well on its way towards you. You should be
Nice,
getting it in the next little bit.
nice.
Rusty, thanks for joining us, brother. And who else? Oh, Southern Slot Racing. Chris, thank you very much for joining us. Yeah, so, okay. So, for those of us who just joined us, we're talking with Adam Hurte. He's a huge part of our slot car community. This is kind of like the behind the scene guy who you sort of know of, but never really seen or heard too much of. So this is Adam, and of course he has his eye on the slot car market, of course, because he's got access to uh, PTT and what's going on over there. It sure helps to be friends, of
Yep.
course. And, it's nice to be able to, like we were saying earlier, it's nice to be able to manhandle the product and not have to
Yeah.
buy it.
Yeah.
So it's
There's a
cool
lot.
to
You're
be
right.
able to look it over, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you're like, oh, that car doesn't look. I buy stuff that I like, not something that maybe the market might like,
yeah.
but sometimes I'll buy it because the market likes it. But there's cars that I would go up there. I'm like, I don't like the new Corvette that with the flames on it. I'm
Oh,
like,
the red one?
I'm like, I don't like that car. Well, I saw it in person. I'm like, I gotta have that car. That car looks really nice in person. So then
Really?
I ended up picking that up, and then the new Camaro with flames. I'm not a flame guy. That's why the PTT exclusives with the flames coming out.
Yeah.
Those cars, I'm just not a fan of that. But some of them, I buy it just to help out them. But I wouldn't. That wouldn't be my first choice. I'm more like I like the cars with like the old liveries of the old race cars. That's what I
Yeah.
like. That style more than the cars that kind of look like an old hot rod. I love hot rods, but I just don't like. I like an old race car
Yeah,
livery.
I like I say, you put a number on the side of a car and it makes it instantly look racy, whether it's
Right.
racy or not, right?
Right.
Could be
Yep.
a K car.
Right. Yeah. But no, I mean it's just anything that kind of looks like an old race car to me is the coolest cars. I mean the old GT40s from back in the day. I mean, oh my gosh, those cars look so cool. And and they look cool just sitting there. They don't even need to go down the road. You know what I mean? So they look like they're moving too when they're sitting there, and that's when
Yeah, right.
cars are nice style. So,
Yeah.
but no, I'm excited, man, for the direction the HO community is going. The HO manufacturers are starting to, I think, grasp. But hey, this hobby's coming back. There's a lot of people that are starting to join it. New people, they're really spending money, and
Yeah.
going to be
Yeah.
good for all of us. It's never going to be. It's nothing as good as what it used to be. You know what I mean? And no matter what it is, it's not slot cars or baseball cards, whatever it is. But you learn to like it and appreciate it for what it is. And sure, there's things that could be better, but that just gives you and me time off camera to tinker with something. Because if it was perfect out of the box, we never tinker with it. So,
That's
you
right.
know, that's how I look at it. But so I'm excited though. I mean, Dan, you've uh, you've made a lot of new creators out of this. I mean, if it wasn't for you or Brian, I wouldn't be doing this. You know, what I mean, I probably wouldn't even have a slot car track, to be honest with you. So, but I appreciate what you do.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Adam. I appreciate it. You know what the whole problem with that, Adam, is? It's hard to watch people have fun. You know what I
Uh,
mean?
that's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
So
But
yeah, that's I know, really, I mean, for any creators who are with us right now, it's literally as simple as just have fun and film yourself having fun with slot
right,
cars.
right,
People want that's what brings people back.
right.
You know how many I probably deal with 5 or 6 people a week who say it's absolutely fantastic to be back with the hobby pretty much.
Hmm. Yeah,
5 or 6 a week, bro. And you know what? I'm one of those people. Everyone's one of those. You're one of those
right.
people. We all love slot cars. It's what ingrained it into us is
When
when
we're
we
just
were all
young.
younger, right?
Yep.
We all played. We have those killer cool memories.
Hmm.
Mine are with my brother. Everyone's are with whoever, friends,
Right.
sisters, and then life happens. And I get
Yep.
it. In high school, it's really hard to be cool when you're 16-year-old male and you're telling all the females you're trying to date that, hey, I got a big ass slot car track at
Right.
home, and
Right.
we can go play trains, right? And then we're gonna have cocoa puffs later.
Yeah.
Like, so the story's the same. That's why it's all I always say, what's your story to HO
Right.
glory? Because
Right.
something brought us there, and something brought us back.
Right. Yep, I agree. I loved it when I was a kid. I have several pictures of sets that I've had over time in the background of Christmas Day, Christmas morning. And what's funny is I'm fortunate enough to go to all these shows and I'm finding the sets that
Yeah.
I had. So like I had the TCR high banked speedway set where they come off the track and then they're just in a smooth high bank and you come back in. That
Oh,
worked for
cool.
about a week and a half. And then my parents were like, I think they took it back because I don't remember having it very long. And because it didn't seem to work well. I'm sure it was something with a shoe was bad or whatnot. But and
Yeah.
then I saw I'm real big into the Bigfoot monster truck since I was a kid, and they made a Bigfoot and snake bite slot car track. And I've
Oh
seen it.
wow.
One guy keeps selling it. I've seen him at the Indiana show, and he was just recently at the Kentucky show, and he wants
Yeah.
$300 for it. And I have a hard time paying $300 for it just to sit there. So that's why I don't do it. They're $100 just for the trucks.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, so I'm like,
Wow.
I'm just literally gonna put it on the shelf and not mess with it because they don't go fast at all, and it would just kind of be a shelf queen at that point. But yeah, I've been looking on eBay for the first set I remember as a kid, which was a Super Fire set with a Trans Ams as the cars,
Oh
and
yeah.
I found one in Canada. It was $175 Canadian. So I was like, well, that's kind of a cool one because I remember setting that up. I actually remember my dad telling me, make sure you take that apart and take it upstairs because your cousin's gonna break it on
Oh.
Christmas night. So I had to take it apart and take it upstairs. But yeah, just it's cool. I know there's some guys. I know Scott. I know Ted from U of M. They've had their cars from their first set and things that they've kept. And I wish I did that. I have toys like that when I was a kid that I still have, but I don't have any of my slot car stuff, and I wish I did because I had quite a bit.
Yeah, for me, when I came back, when I first started getting going again, for me it was like, okay, what did I used to have, and what did I used to have that I want to own again?
Hmm.
Because I didn't. Life happens. I didn't save
Right.
any of it. Although in my memory are locked into all those great memories and what
Sure.
exactly the vehicles that I had, mind you.
Hmm.
Of course, they would be all AFX, and I've already bought all three of the ones that I was interested in having again from AFX way back then. And
Hmm.
then I pretty much made it my number one task to just do like modern day slot car. Like, sure, I have some older stuff, and I can appreciate the older stuff, but I
Sure.
was trying to concentrate. I have to start somewhere. I can't just be like, yeah, I'm doing all of slot car, and
Right.
like,
Too
no,
expensive.
no, you need to, let's gather it up a little
Right.
bit. Try not to be such a, hand in the cookie jar kind of
Sure.
guy, right? There's time, right? You start somewhere, and see, this way I figure I could do a better focus if I wasn't trying to do everything all at once.
Right.
So, and then of course, as you're going along, you find what catches your eye, and that's what you sort of zero in on. Like for me, I kind of think my thing is obviously the 4 gear dragster at this
Right.
point in time, mostly, not because of how it operates, I can tell you that for a fact, but certainly because of how they look, because it
Right.
just blows me away that they can have a car. And like I show in my videos, the cars are spot on to the liveries of the car that was being driven on
They
the
are.
track. So
They are.
they're
They're
they're like
fantastic.
bang on. And even my wife says, "Oh my gosh, they even put those little decals on the
Mhm.
inside of the fin that,
Yeah.
hey, you could easily just not put that on. Who would say boo about it?
Yeah.
Like, but they're all there and they look fantastic, and that's
They
what
do.
brings me to that, right? So
They do.
yeah. So where are you headed? What's your focus
Well,
coming up for you?
I've kind of exhausted the iWheel. I think there's a ton of old iWheel stuff that I could get into, but they're just way too much money. They're minimum $100, and I'm not going to buy that just for it to sit on a shelf. I'll still collect new iWheel stuff. I have a couple that I luckily enough I didn't get this through PTT, but I got a new one of these that I bought off of
Oh
eBay.
wow, man,
So that's pretty
that
cool.
looks nice.
I have the if I can reach it. I even have this one too that just came out.
Oh
So I bought
yeah.
those two together. So, but I'll still buy those. But I think I'm gonna start getting into the Jag hobbies, the Hardin Creeks.
Mhm.
Um, but it's gonna be hard on this kind of track. I'll probably have to have more of a power supply and things like that to power those cars. But that's where I'm gonna, eventually build up to, and uh, and then I would say probably in a year I'll have a Viper track. Is probably what's gonna happen. So, and then I would like to donate this track to we have a local boys and girls club to
Oh
donate
cool.
that, and then if there's problems with it or if it stopped working, I'll go over there and fix it
Yeah.
and donate some cars and my time to so those kids can play on it. So
Yeah, that's a great idea.
yeah,
Like, when you mentioned the Viper track, um, you do, of course, you know that there are other people that build tracks like
yeah,
Viper. Yeah,
yep,
okay. Yeah.
yep.
I know
So I
everyone just sort of assumes that Viper's the only one, and there's really
right,
like three or four out there, but
yep.
Viper's probably the main one for sure.
Well, the reason why I think I would pick that is because there are a lot of people that have bought them recently. So
Right?
Mark's one of them. So
Mark?
if
Yeah.
I can ask him on a troubleshoot question if I can't get a hold of Viper or hey, what did you do to fix this? Because manufacturer might tell you something different than what's real world, and so I
Yeah.
think that's the route. They're building new stuff all the time, and they're putting a lot of money and a lot of time, research, and development into
Yeah.
making the hobby better. So I'm willing to support a company like that. But that's down the road. I'm gonna mess with it like this.
Sure,
That
man.
and then the 132nd is gonna be a spring project when I get
Yeah.
that because I have all the track for that. The only thing I have to do is make the tables. So I
Oh
have
yeah.
plenty of track for that, and so I'm not worried about that. That's gonna be fun though.
Yeah, for sure. Right.
So do a little night racing too. We'll do a little 12-hour Le Mans type thing instead of
Oh,
24. We'll
nice.
do a 12. I used to watch those all the time. They do them in UK and they do 24-hour races on slot cars. It's pretty crazy.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, they're pretty cool over in the UK.
Nice.
So
Awesome. Hey Marcus, how you doing? Thanks for joining us, brother. Well, I'm just across the border from you, so I'll be the guy waving from Canada in Winnipeg. And
I'm in Ohio, so I'm too far. I'm about 10 hours from them. So
yeah, Just
But
a hop, skip, and a jump across the continent.
yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, this weekend I'm driving to Cincinnati to see, and that's in Ohio, to see my nephew play a football game, and then next
Cool.
weekend after that, I'm going to wait. No, I'm sorry. 2 weekends after that, I'll be at the Richfield show, and there's that. That's going to be massive. They said there's 50 slot car vendors that will be there. That's not including the private people. That's actual vendors like Jag, PTT, Bob Beers will be there, people like that. So it's going to be a big show. That whole thing is going to be, it's Friday. The show's on Sunday, but they're racing on Saturday. They're
Cool.
they're racing in 2 separate rooms, which is going to be awesome. 2 drag races. Units are going to be there all timed racing. They're going to have kids racing, which I'm going to love that because my wife and son's going to go, and my son's going to race in that. So we'll have to cheat his car a little bit. We'll have to get some insight from the guys on how to cheat. Slip one in out of the pocket onto the track. So
You see, I think that's one thing Brian had absolutely right. The one time where he sets up the track, 4-person track, he gets everyone to race on it and sets up a competition that you use from the car you just bought from his table.
Yep.
Okay. Now
That's
the whole
genius.
deal is that car wasn't fast enough, so you better go buy another one.
Yeah. And we're gonna do, it's cool, and that's how he pushes product too. We're gonna do a exclusive only race too. So you have to buy a exclusive because they're trying to push those.
Yeah.
And we'll have a different class, and they're gonna have a limited class. So whatever you want to do to the car, or whatever car you have, they're gonna do a race on that, and that's gonna be a good one to watch because there's gonna be a lot of guys there that are pretty competitive. And last year they did they did as much sales on a Saturday on race day as they did on the Sunday at the show, which is
Yeah.
phenomenal. So it's like having 2 shows for them. So, but I'm excited just because it's turned into 3 rooms, and they're massive rooms. So if anybody's near Ohio, Richfield, October 20th through the 22nd, it's a really, really good time. And I've been to the New Jersey show. That was pretty decent. The Kentucky was so. It's not just slot car, but the Richfield. I've been to the Indiana show, and that's a good show as well. But the Richfield show is, to me, the best one that I've been to. But it's the oldest too, so that helps too.
Nice.
But
So that's how many vendors do you figure is at that show?
oh well, I would say plus private parties, it's probably 150 people.
Oh, wow.
It's packed. I mean, they have a room that's the size of the Indiana show, just in one room, and now there's 2. PTT has their own room, and then there's another room that they're throwing more people in, and the hallway. I forgot about the hallway. So you can get artwork there, slot car artwork, which is really, really cool stuff.
Oh, I think I
Um,
remember that from last year, right? They lined
yeah,
the walls with it.
yeah, it's awesome. Some of the work that they're prints, but they're really, really cool. And I think I'm gonna pick up a few just to have on my walls.
Oh,
Here and
they'd
stuff
be
like
great
that.
for around the track.
Right, right.
Awesome. Totally
So,
awesome.
but yeah, definitely. I don't know if guys were here earlier. Tonight
Right.
we're gonna give away a candy striper, and we'll
All
have
right.
Dan pick a number.
So we got an anxious guy named Rich's slot car room in our chat right now who keeps throwing something about numbers out there. So what do you want to do? What's your number range here?
How many guys we got on there? What do you think? You've done these more than I have, Dan. So I'll go to your expertise on it.
There's 35 people on right now.
Okay, so should we go to? What do you think?
Everybody make sure you hit that like, please. We're pretty close though. We have 34 and 29 likes. So awesome. Everybody, of course, we all know this is talking to Adam Hurte tonight, and he's a member of our community. He's just starting up his channel. He's not new to slot cars. He's just new to getting his channel going. So we're going to fluff him up tonight. And if you don't know Adam, please make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Thanks, guys.
Definitely smack that like. Adam would appreciate it. and
Definitely.
so would I. Thanks, guys. Don't worry about me. Concentrate on Adam. Make sure you don't forget the things I'm telling you.
Yep.
Remember, subscribe and like. All right. So we're looking at 1 to 50.
I'm good with that.
Okay, hang on a sec.
Rich, don't worry. I already have a framed picture of Brian from my stuff. And I have Tim's artwork. I have a couple of these around.
Oh, that's fucking nice, brother.
Yeah. I have a couple of them. A couple different ones. So
Man, I like Tim's artwork.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I liked the one he did with the Audi. That one was awesome.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I like him. I talked to him a few times outside of Pro Tinker live feeds and stuff. He's pretty cool guy. He's got his head. He's got his head, on his shoulders.
They're very much different. That's for sure.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's comical even. Okay, so
hold on, guys. They're saying the number too quick.
Wait. When Adam says go.
Numbers, go.
1 to 50, guys.
And 34 people tonight. It's pretty good.
At 72.
Yeah. 1 to 50.
I feel like we need elevator music.
Yeah.
Girl from Ipanema.
We'll get a. We'll rev some cars up.
Oh, there it is. All right. Okay. Rich's slot car room just pulled it off. That's a 41. Rich has got it.
All right, Rich.
Rich, you'll have to shoot me your a candy striper. Yeah, one of those. Awesome. Nice car.
Cool deal.
Awesome, thanks, Rich. Dan. Thanks very much for participating. Thank you very much for being a member. And thank you for being a member of our subscriber of Adam's.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. And Rich, you can just send me a message on Discord, and I'll get your address. We'll go from there.
Awesome. Well, I think we need to start ninja throwing cars at people here. The current viewers are just going up like popcorn in Machine Man. Beep, 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 beep. Whoa, something went wrong.
Uh-oh.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's been fantastic. I really enjoyed myself tonight, Dan. I appreciate everything you've done. And keep it up on your side too, brother.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Adam. I absolutely appreciate it. And of course, we'll all be watching for your latest, newest. And of course, for anybody who's really curious in the beginnings, right up to the end, well, now's the time. You got Adam as he's just building his racetrack and he's getting his collection together. So if you ever wonder what's involved in a creator's collection and showing his stuff, I'll show you my stuff, but it's probably the dark side of the moon, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so nobody wants to see that anyways. That's the reason why I show slot cars. Fans only wouldn't work for me. Yeah. So yeah. So where do you see yourself headed, Adam?
Well,
what's your main goal here? We'll say.
I would say is to help people going through the problems that I have with the track, and this is what worked for me. So that's what I'm going to do. Like, I'm going to be putting track clips on and things like that as soon as those come in. So I'll probably film something like that and say, hey, I've had an issue on this kind of curve, and this is what I did to fix that. Or I went away from that type of curve because it was causing issues or whatnot. But and just go over. I might do the AFX layout like this, and I might do an Auto World layout that shows the difference of hardwired controllers to wireless controllers. Just new things that the person that's setting up a track that's put time and the money into something like this
Yeah.
than just setting up on the floor. And getting that level 2 is what I like to call it, because most of us aren't buying Viper tracks and things like that. Most of us are just using cars like these probably.
Yeah.
And then that's what gets them to that next level. If they know how to do the number 2 step, they'll learn 3 and 4 and so on and become, instead of being just beginners, they'll get to that intermediate level. And that's when things get a little bit more fun because you know how to fix something.
Well,
So,
that's just it, right? And I
right.
think in the scheme of things, the amount of people that actually use like a Viper style track where it's just routed, I think is probably like 2 or 3%.
Right.
So those would be rare. Those people would be like they could run smoothness and stuff. It's really hard, and of course they can run the higher end gear like the Viper poly mods and that
Mhm.
kind of thing, right?
Right.
But I think for the average, what you picked up there is absolutely perfect. The
I agree.
international, I mean, you really can't go wrong. And if you don't want originally I started looking for the Giant Raceway, and because I thought, wow, all of
That's
that
what I
two
thought.
lane,
Me
so
too.
cool. What is it like?
Yep.
I want to say 70. I
60,
could be wrong. Probably
62
like
feet.
62, right? So that's a lot, man. And I
Yeah,
thought,
it
wow,
is.
it'd be really cool if it looked exactly like the Japan circuit and stuff like that. And then of course there's as we've already gone over, there's those 4 cars, right? So
Right. Right.
and we all know those cars are expensive.
You
So
ain't kidding.
they cover the cost, and it makes the sense for a collector and a hobbyist all in the same throw, because
Right.
as you're buying that set, you now have the set you need to form your track and your channel, and you also have the 4 cars that you put on the shelf,
Right.
and you start doing some reviews of cars you want to start running,
Right.
right?
Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, I have a kind of a collection. I have a pretty good sized toolbox that I have cars that I've opened up and went through and things like that. And like here's an old Porsche that I've had, for a while now, and
Yeah,
it's got a nice and it runs really well. And so, but yeah, you're right. You're 100%. The cars I open up, do reviews. Like even on the new AFX, I'll break open those. Like I know you're kind of going away from them a little bit, but I'll open those up. And I've had a lot of issues with AFX cars, but with their chassis, but you know they still run really well. I mean, these cars just they stick on the track like it's nothing. It's
yeah.
it's crazy the difference. Where the Indy cars, those I couldn't. I just ran them before the video was starting. I'm like, yeah, these run all day long. I'm just gonna have my kid run these because they never come off the track. They're just like glue. So,
Right.
but I'm gonna start changing out magnets. I'll start doing stuff like that, and just little things here and there to fine tune to that intermediate level next. And don't worry, Robert, I won't be using a hammer on anything again. He caught me the other night. I was getting frustrated. I was like, I'm gonna smash this track down, but I just took it. I took that piece of track out. So, but yeah, I saw his comment in there.
Well, you see, that's why I always suggest to somebody who's buying, the track. I'm about to do a video where I'm going to take the low range track from both AFX and Auto World, so that'll be their $99 track, and they
Hmm.
both have one. They both have a whole slew of midline tracks, and they both have their international style and their Victory 400.
Hmm.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a comparison video about those two styles,
That's a
because
great idea.
if you're AFX and you have young kids, I absolutely suggest that you get AFX because your shit is not going to fall apart when
Right.
it drops off the track. Okay.
Right.
Now, if you have a little bit older kids and you want to start teaching them to be self-sufficient, then maybe you want to go with like an Auto World style car that you can adjust a little bit, right?
Right.
But once again, I always say if you just want to drop and go and know that that's what's going to happen every time you do that, then you're probably going to want to go with an AFX car.
Yeah.
Auto World, like I said, Auto World's good, reliable brand, but I wouldn't suggest putting an Auto World car on the track for a 5 or 6 year old because once stuff starts happening that we all know happens to Auto World cars, then like you'll lose a spring, you'll pop a shoe, the list is small, but it's small enough where any of those problems will definitely stop the car.
Yep.
So, and this was the problem that we had when we were younger too, right? We'd have the Aurora cars, and those shoes are, as you know, right there. You just picked up that car.
Yep.
Those shoes are so thin; they're like matchsticks.
Yep.
Can you imagine putting that on an Auto World car?
Oh my God!
This day, it wouldn't even touch the rail on one side. I'm almost certain of it.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't understand why they can't do it. And then, of course, AFX has that big shoe, the big flat pancake shoe to get around the corners. Yeah, absolutely. And you could see it's only riding in 1 millimeter space right in the middle. So,
yeah,
it really depends. Especially with the kids, you made an absolutely brilliant choice. Fantastic. You got yourself the set you need for your channel, and you got yourself a set that your kids can play and not be frustrated over.
Right. I think what I'm gonna do too is I'm kind of gonna cheat like Brian does on race night. I'm gonna give my kid one of those 120, the cheap, and I'm gonna have one of those power. I'll use one of those, and then we'll race and we'll see who wins. I was cracking up the other night when I saw that on race night. He's got all this like juiced up controller, and the other guys are using one of those. I'm like, wait a second. He's got like probably traction control going. He's got braking. He's got everything, and these guys, and he's still losing.
Right.
So,
can you give us a quick tour, camera tour of your race room there?
Yeah. Don't mind the mess here, but so there's the layout here.
Hey, Kenton, thanks for joining us, brother.
So everything's on. I can move it all around. Everything's on casters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's nice. You can get out of the way, but.
So are those locking casters?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Absolutely.
Because my son's always pushing on the table. So, but yeah, I like to have another backstretch like that. My wife will race with us, so we'll put her or me over there. But yeah, I think this is a turn right here that I'm gonna put the bank curve in. I think.
Oh, nice.
So and just have a nice fast kind of straight through here, and then, but yeah, I haven't brought in my collection in here because I'm just I just built this weekend, so I'm trying to figure out how I want to do things. You know what I mean?
Oh, you got a really nice space there, brother. Looks great.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I really do. And everybody's got their way of doing things, and this was the way that I had, for now. So I'm excited.
For me, it was trying to figure out how I wanted things. I can tell you right now, before I started my channel, I really like the way that slot car guy, Travis.
Yeah.
I like how he did his review from behind the bar stool or table or whatever it was.
I do like that
and
view.
Then he had the stuff in the background, I really like that look. I like the busy look. I like the idea of people having other stuff to look at.
Yeah.
It's all great, and I'm really playing the curiosity game there too, because for myself, I love to see what other people have. We all like to see what Steve pardon me,
Scott.
I'm sorry. We all like to see what Scott has.
Sure.
Pardon me. And now lately, Rich.
Yeah.
Rich is Oh my gosh, man, that's totally crazy. Rich's slot car room. Wow.
Yeah.
Another amazing collection. Like, woo,
And
like,
and Mark, I like when he shows the more high end stuff, and he
right.
gives his expertise on that. And then he's humbled when he goes to other guys' tracks and they open up tool benches like people have
Yeah.
mechanics tools in. And you're like, holy cow! And he's
Right.
humbled by people like that. And then he's like, wait a second, these people are this is a different level even than what he's at. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
that's where you're like, there's always somebody that has something bigger, better, and maybe always know and might know a little bit more than you do. It's all as long as you keep learning and
Right.
you're willing to learn. We're all that's what everybody should be. And I was thinking I'm gonna do that used car slot car corner. I think over there, something like that. I'll put that on the wall, a nice little shelf over there. I think we're gonna have to do that. I think that'd be a good idea.
Awesome, man. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Call it slot car corner or like sale of the week or something.
yeah,
Something catchy, but do it on a regular basis.
right.
Always do it,
Yep.
and always make sure that it happens at the same time. And this is what grabs people and brings them back
Sure.
because then they expect you at that time,
Right.
and it
Or
really makes
or
a
I can
huge
call it
difference.
the giveaway corner. That'll be the giveaway corner or something like that. Do something because I have a lot of stuff that uh, duplicates, triplicates of. I mean,
Hmm.
I can't even tell you how many of these I have, and because I bought so many of the inner boxes and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
but I like giving away. I like making people happy. I got Scott that one car, and I did because I knew that was important to Scott, and I wanted to help him out and I saw how excited he was, and I get to watch his. I love watching Scott's collection, grow and see, him kind of giving us the history of some certain cars and things like that.
Right.
And with you with the drag racing, I mean, everybody's got their own little niche, but it seems like we all like that too. It's not just like I'm focused on this one thing or that one thing. Like
Yeah.
every one of like you said, Rich's show that's turning into, he was racing the other night. I was glued on that. I was like, I was up late watching that, and his view. I like his view. I'm stealing his view when I race. I'm doing the same view at the end of the track, straight down. I think is a cool view. So
Yeah. Yeah. So, Scott just said he still can't thank you enough for that, Adam.
oh, you're welcome, buddy. I'm waiting for you to open it up and race it around the track, though, Scott. Just
You
kidding.
have to open it, Scott. That's
Yeah,
the only
yeah. Melt
catch.
some plastic there, Scott.
Oh my gosh, eh?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. That's what the note at the bottom of the box says, the one you never read.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we were talking the
Yeah.
other night. We were talking about the other night of how a lot of people don't, getting into the slot cars. They don't know how to maybe properly clean their car or something like that. I was thinking they should put a QR code on the packaging of the cars now to show, hey, this is how you clean your car properly from the manufacturer's recommendation and things like that. Because there's some people, when I was a kid, and my parents, when this car stopped working, they threw it out. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So maybe that can give a quick tutorial of how to clean your car instead of but everybody's got YouTube. I guess you can go on there, but that could be something maybe Auto World AFX could look into possibly doing too in the
Yeah.
future.
Something like that would be a definite good idea. But along those lines too, like I'm sure one night we could all get together and brainstorm a little bit as to when let's just say you buy, for instance, the new BRE set,
Hmm.
Brock Racing Entertainment
That looks
set.
awesome, by the way.
Absolutely awesome, and I
Yep.
will definitely be buying that just for the cars alone because
Yep.
that'll be one of the times where once again it will pay, and not to mention it's got sponsored liveries. It's the first set, so
Right.
and this is like I was saying, this is what the slot car industry needs. It needs this kind of like Brock Racing.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
we
Trademark.
need, those liveries.
Yep. I
Because
agree.
like you're like me, hey, you slap a number on the side of it and it looks way faster and
Right.
it's instantly more cooler. It's
Right.
like when you see a really crappy car on the street and it's got like a $1 million pair of rims on it,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh yeah.
it's the
It's
same
like,
as
why
the
you do that?
you
Right.
can put it you can put it you can put a you can
Lipstick
put a
on a
tie
pig.
on a turd,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
still a
Right.
turd.
Right. So, but no, it's funny they do the Richard Petty logos on Auto World cars and things like that. I'm surprised that they could get that license, but they can't. NASCAR won't allow that, and it's just crazy. So,
Yeah. Well, looks like you got a couple more subscribers
oh,
today,
fantastic!
Adam.
I
Looks like
appreciate it.
Doug just hit you up.
Oh,
Thank
awesome!
you very
Thanks,
much,
Doug.
Doug.
Really
Awesome.
appreciate it. I do all kinds of stuff on there. I'll do some drone videos but more than likely it's been HO and 132nd stuff. So
Yeah, well, you can't always be one like it's a little too static, I think, to just have like strictly HO. We're
right.
not always strictly HO. There are other things we like I have a huge thing for space.
Hmm.
For those who don't know, I if I didn't do the slot car channel, I would have been doing a space channel, and I would have been monetized probably like 200K subscribers by now. It's like, oh my gosh, right? You pick a path, and well, I picked the shorter path, obviously,
Yeah.
which is fine.
Yeah.
I'm where I want to be, so that's the best part about it, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
I totally enjoy doing this, making high resolution, good quality videos that it appears people want to watch, and
Right.
that's the reason why everybody needs to be monetized, because that way everybody will get. I mean, it's not a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie. I don't make more than $100 in the whole entire month,
Hey,
and
that's okay though.
to be honest with you, my shorts, I got 40,000 watch on my shorts, and I
Wow.
made $2.08.
Oh wow.
So yeah, like, woo, boy.
Well, I was
So
excited the other day. I got a notification that said you had 100 views on your short, and I'm like, hey, that's pretty exciting.
it is, bro.
I showed my
Yeah.
wife, and she didn't even care. She didn't even look. She didn't even look up. I was like, well, it's exciting for me. So
Do you hashtag your shorts?
no, but I should do that.
Hashtag all your shorts with shorts feed.
Okay,
Shorts feed.
I didn't know
40
that.
million people, bro.
Wow,
40 million it'll go through.
wow. Okay, I'll do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Always do shorts feed, and always do hashtag. If you're doing a song, see if you could find that artist, or
Oh, okay, that makes
hashtag.
sense.
If you're doing drag racing, do
It'll
hashtag
pull up
drag
them.
racing.
That's smart.
But hashtag shorts feed. Everybody who's a creator doing shorts, definitely always use hashtag shorts feed. It's
Okay,
what even YouTube suggests that you do.
nice.
Yeah, so
Cool.
it'll make a difference instantly. Instantly, as soon as you add that, I'll guarantee that
I'll
your
have
views
to do
go up
that.
instantly.
Maybe I'll do
Yeah.
one tonight just to see how, we'll get after the stream and see what comes up with that. But I was going to say, if anybody wants to send me their logo to put on the track, just email me. It's my first and last name at hotmail.com, Adam Hurte at hotmail.com. And you can, I'll print it out and we'll put it on the track and I'll show you guys a logo. Or if you want to put at the bottom, if you have a YouTube channel, put that link at the bottom or the name of
Awesome.
it. And, every time I'll do that. But yeah, I really appreciate tonight, Dan. It's been fun. I love tuning in. I never thought I'd be on here with you and filming for the rest of the world, but I'm glad that I was asked. So
Hey, brother. You have definitely a push to get things done. You're very personable, and you seem to have a direction, which is cool. You know what
mhm.
you want to do. You certainly have the product. There's no question that
Yeah,
you have a few slot cars in your collection.
yep,
And I think, like I said before, it's absolutely perfect timing for you, because like I said, the amount of people, the brand new people that are like, "Hey,
just
I,
getting
I'm
into it.
I'm back," or
Yep,
"I just saw your awesome video. This is where you come in because you have the advantage of being able to do whatever you want right now.
Right.
You know,
Yep. I agree.
because and especially it doesn't matter in our hobby. When I make a video, I deliberately try not watch what other guys are doing.
Hmm.
I mean, it happens, of course, but until I make the video for whatever it is that I'm trying to avoid, because it just happens. I mean, we don't do it purposely, and it doesn't even matter. We can all do the same review for the same car, and it's all going to come out just different enough
Right.
so that the same guy who subscribed to all of us will watch it. That guy will watch all 5
Yep.
reviews because it's entertaining.
It is. I
So
mean,
and you certainly don't have to be huge and big, right? You just need to get out there. You just need to put your videos out there. And it's a big time snowball effect. When you're
it is.
small and you're only like between 50 and 100, that's really, it's hard, man. Like, you're like, why aren't people watching my videos? Why, like, where is everybody? I mean, there's a billion people watching YouTube every day, and where you think about it, if even you got 1% of that billion
Right.
people, and
I
you're
think we
not,
heard.
so it's like,
Yeah.
where are they? So
Yep.
I assure you that once it's slow, you crawl your way. Once you get around 5, that's when and it
Things start
doesn't take
picking up.
long to get to 5.
No.
100 to 5 happens quite fast because now you should be sharing info. You should be doing things like how I went about doing it is just be in the comment section of all these slot car channels. Like before I came on live tonight, I was on Conquest live stream in their comment section because right
That's a
now
good
I'm
idea.
trying to create a crossover with a 132nd scale channel,
Yep.
and Conquest Raul. He's actually a Canadian too, so I figured it would be kind of cool to start with him,
Yeah.
or also have Slot Car Dude. Slot
Okay.
Car Dude does both. He does the HO and the larger scale
And
cars.
he's from Australia, correct?
No, he's from Europe. I think
Europe.
like
Okay.
I want to say Germany.
Okay.
So he has a European perspective for HO that
Totally
we don't
different.
get, right?
Yeah. There's cars you don't see.
Absolutely, and
Yeah.
that's the reason why I'm really interested in this new Bauer release from that slot car guy. It is a Porsche, by the way, everybody.
Nice. I love
I
my
managed
Porsche.
to procure myself one of those fine specimens from Travis, that slot car guy. I will be receiving one of his specialties there, his exclusives. Unfortunately, it's going to come straight to me from the processing plant. I was hoping it would go to him first to get signed. If I want to get it signed, I can send it to him and then send it back. So I think what's going to happen is I'll get the car, I'll review the car, I'll close it back up and send it to him because
That's a
he's
cool
going to
idea.
have to open it anyways to sign it.
Sure.
Right? I don't want him just to sign the outside box. I want him to sign the box on the inside. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So yeah, that's how that'll go. But I can't,
cool.
you can't
I'm
really
looking
go
forward to
wrong with
that.
something like that. And that's
Those
sort of
cars.
where I'm going to start the new year off too, I'm hoping. So yeah, Doug, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, Scott, absolutely, brother, absolutely. I always said that I was lucky enough to have some really great people helping me out along the way, and Adam Hurte is definitely one of those people. And of course, like I said, just being in the right chats at the right time.
Yep.
And I was lucky enough to have people like Adam and like Robert Fish, who basically helped my brand. Robert Fish used to always pump me all the time, always, always. And Adam always talking about my channel and that kind of thing on race night and all that other stuff. And now, after a while of, not even physically meeting somebody, you start to feel like you're pretty good friends.
Right.
Like maybe not like super best friends, but I'm sure I could rely on, my slot car brothers, to help me out if I ever needed it. And that's what makes me feel good about our community is we're pretty tight with each other. We like to help each other out.
Sure.
Uh, we're all right now in the same process of really trying hard to grow this fantastic hobby.
Yeah,
Absolutely
I agree.
fantastic.
It's cool. I've got to meet a lot of people. I've met Ted, U of M, in person. I
Yeah.
got to meet Van Perillis just recently. John.
Oh
Um, I
yeah.
got I got to meet Chris from Georgia. Him and his wife. I've met them a few times. Super nice. He's got a great channel too. I love watching his stuff there in the mountains of Georgia. I think his is Blue Ridge uh, Raceway or something like that. I think that's his
Oh,
YouTube.
Chris.
Yeah,
Chris.
Chris Bayless.
Yeah, Bayless. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Blue Ridge Raceway.
Yep. He's got him and his wife are excellent. They'll be at the Richfield show. I'll see them here in a couple weeks. And then I'm hoping I'm going to see Scott. We're going to go at the sometime, it's the end of October to Missouri. We're going to a show there. And Scott said that that's kind of near him. So he's going to go there. So I'll get to meet Scott and maybe do a quick live there with
Oh
Scott. So
man.
that'd be kind of cool. What I should do is just walk around with Scott and make sure he doesn't spend too much money so he don't get in trouble.
Yeah, no
Or
kidding, eh?
just film Scott. That's what I should do. Is like a kid in a toy store. You know what I mean? He's gonna be walking through there, and you're like, oh, give me
Yeah.
6 of those, 8 of those. Yeah, he's saying he's gonna be there, so I'm excited.
Robert, I think the chassis that's in the Bauer is quite a bit like the T-Jet 500. I'm pretty sure it kind of has that look to it.
My kid wants me to add the jump track to the layout. I'm like,
Oh man, eh?
maybe we'll do a little side one for you.
Yeah,
So
I used to have that. It was the stunt pack. It had the teeter
mhm.
totter and the jump,
Yeah,
the yellow
he just
ones.
he just thinks
So
it's
cool.
hilarious when they just blow apart, So I'm not. I don't think it's that hilarious, but he does.
Yeah, Robert was saying Chris Bayless has a really good slot car room. I have to
Oh,
agree with you. I'm blown away every time he shows it.
it
All
is.
that wood,
Oh,
you
what a
know,
cool house! What a cool setup. I
right?
mean, I say that to him. He's got a pretty nice garage too. That I've said you need to show that garage because he's got a couple hot rods in there. I'm like,
Yeah,
the last
yeah.
time, but I think he sold off his last hot rod, but it looked like a pretty nice setup. So, but yeah, Chris and his wife are always super sweet when they come to the Richfield show. I mean, that's a long haul. They do it. They're just there for a couple hours. Come all the way from Georgia to Ohio, just for a couple hours. You know what I mean?
Oh
So, or they
wow.
stay the weekend, but still, they're just checking out and supporting Pro Tinker and he's retired, so he enjoys that. But I like his videos. I enjoy his stuff.
Yeah, he's. I always told him that the key to his videos is that room.
Oh,
You
it
know,
is
I mean,
100%.
I could look at anyone's video and in like the first 30 seconds, I can tell you what the key thing is in it
Hmm.
or should be. If you if you ask me, that is right. If
Well,
you ask, I'll tell you.
what's funny is it was not last year, but the year before. Uh, I heard this voice, and I'm like, and I'm working the table there, and I hear somebody talking to Ryan, and I'm like, man, I know that voice from somewhere. Where's that voice? And Ryan goes, "That's Chris." I'm like, "Chris who?" He's like, I do a channel. I was like, "Oh my, I just watched your YouTube video. Oh my God, that's where I know that voice from." And because he never showed his face. It was just he was behind, his view was looking at his track, so you only heard his voice in the background. So I'm
Right.
like, "Oh my gosh, now I know the face to the voice." So, but then that's how we had that connection, kind of that friendship of and then his wife always takes pictures of us, Brian, myself, and Ryan, every year with Chris while we're there. So we all get a picture. It's like their tradition each year that they do that each show, which
Nice.
is cool. So,
Um, Thanks, Rich, for the $2 donation. It'll go
oh, that's
into the
awesome.
crash cam. So
Nice.
so so far today, I believe we have 797 towards the crash cam. And
Nice.
on the last show, we had 1240, I believe it was. So those two numbers together gives us like $20 so far.
Nice.
We'll be
Good job.
smashing shit up and putting it on camera in no time. Yeah.
Obituary. No, I haven't did any laps yet. I got some stuff on the table, so it's kind of hard to do it anyway. So.
Well, what do we got? What do we got? Yeah. Yes. Oh, you do. I'm sorry. You said you do have stuff on the table.
Yeah, I have a few things on the table. So I mean, I can do a quick lap. I can move some cars and stuff like that. But if you guys want, it's hard to. I could set up the camera, but it's gonna get all shaky. So I don't know how much you could see of it. So, but that's up to you if you want me to do it real quick.
All right, guys. Does Adam need to do a quick lap or two on his track there, or what? I figure we're already here, and nobody's really going anywhere anyways, unless I hit end on the stream.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. They just keep staying there. I'm like, well,
I don't know, man.
Yeah. Hey, we gotta do 2 hours. No more than 2 hours. I can't do 2 hours. It's lunchtime. I gotta get kids lunch for the kids. That's what we figure all the time on Pro Thinker. I'm like, really? Hey, you're just getting 50 people or 40 people, and you're leaving now?
Yeah, exactly, right? Well,
So.
See, that's another thing too. If you're a creator and you go live, don't do anything shorter than a half an hour because it doesn't give people enough time to come onto your feed.
Yeah,
so,
I know Scott wants me to break out his Tyco that he built me, but that thing is too fast and it's gonna be melting some plastic.
Oh yeah. Plus, you need to get the other barriers up too, right?
Yeah, I don't want it to fly off. I mean, I'm pretty. For right now, I haven't had any issues. I got barriers where I'm at, I think. But I might put one down this back stretch or this front stretch here and one down the back just so something doesn't fly off accidentally or something like that.
I'm surprised that Brian doesn't have those.
Have what?
Those stick-on barriers like
I think he does actually.
I think he does too.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing them on the wall, and I was like, I don't know if those. I thought these. I remember you talking raving about these.
Oh, those are awesome. Yeah.
When you I think you put them on your super speedway on the top on the bank, and I was like, yeah, those look awesome. It's not just for practicality; that it's looks too. To me, I thought they look kind of cool.
Right. So if Mark is still here, Mark, the sticky barrier that I'm talking about, this is the one that would be good on your track as well, because it doesn't impede onto the track itself. It just sticks right to the edge, and of course it's made out of like this poly plastic stuff or whatever, so it has a little bit of thickness to it and rigidity. Woo! I just said that without screwing up, people. Rigidity, that's the word of the day.
Let's see if we can get it. I'll do a quick little lap real quick.
There you go. Oh, wait a sec. We're submarining.
Are we good? Did I screw us up?
Yeah, those would be the ones for you, Mark. They look really good too. They have like if you see my track, my inner track has those all over it.
Is that good, Dan? Does that look decent?
Yeah, looks good. Just go down just a little bit. Yeah, right there. Right there. Perfect.
We'll get it low.
Oh, well, you know what, Mark? You don't get the HO size ones, brother. Order the 132 size of those for you. Oh, that's another thing for you, Adam. Don't get the HO ones. They're too small. Get the 132nd. They're taller and they still fit. They still look good. Yeah.
So this is just on the intermediate speed. So we bit it there. I did purchase a grabber on Amazon today, just so I don't have to keep walking across. And it's pretty cool. But here's that livery I was talking about, the eye wheels of the Ford, Dan.
Oh wow, that is bring it. Can you bring it closer? Oh, that looks so nice. I like the eye wheels of that one, man.
Yeah, it looks nice.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I want to get the Napa and the Snap on because for the other ones for that I thought it looked really really nice. Of the
Oh
Napa.
man, yeah. And the power broker.
Yeah. So, but I definitely won't open those ones up. That's for sure. So, but yeah, these Indy cars they get around the track pretty good. So, but
Yeah, those keep the eye wheels closed up and go and buy
oh
yourself
yeah,
a regular car for the track.
oh yeah, I got the regular one too to match
Oh,
it. So yeah,
sweet.
I was like, well, I might as well get both there, right?
Yeah, well, that's it, right? Like I always say, one for the track, one for the shelf.
Right. And
So
that's like Scott, when I first started watching Scott, he's like, I put one away and, I put one on the shelf and I'm like, oh, it's kind of expensive. Now, like, you want to open something up, but you don't want to open. So that's the way to do it. You know what I
right.
mean? You just put one away and put one on the shelf. So,
Well,
but,
that's a safe way to do it, right? You don't have to worry
right.
about, wrecking your car and, especially with those top fuel, like the old top fuels in the box. Like you could take the car right out of there. There's nothing in there holding the car there. You could take
No.
it out, race it around, put it back in there. Whereas at least the older funny cars that came in the clear case with the ribbon around it,
Hmm.
if that ribbon's broken, man, you
It's,
are
yeah,
not
it's
there,
all,
then
yep.
you know that the car's been tampered with, and people will say, this could be a whole nother Monday night conversation.
Right.
Whether is that car now used
Right.
or is that car still new?
Right.
Now,
That's
in
a
my
good point.
opinion, you've just broken the seal on that car. It is
Right.
no longer new.
I agree.
People will argue with me that the car was never run on the track. And I'll say to them, how do you know? Because
Right.
I could have just put a brand new pair of shoes on it.
Right, right, right. Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
So,
It's funny because like the Victory 400 that I bought from Pro Tinker, they said it was a demo set. Well, when I opened it up, uh, the track was painted, and I'm like, oh well, this was probably the track that Brian and them were using for demo or something. Well, I talked to them about it, and they're like, no, some guy returned that. And I was like, well, I got it for, a good price. So I wasn't complaining about it. But when I never opened it up though, other than just open up, look in the box. I never got it out. Well, just the other day yesterday, I opened up and this car fell off the edge. My son made it fall. So I looked at, and that was underneath it. They put weights on the body. Why in the world would they do that?
what?
Yeah. I guess to make it, they thought it would hold it to the track more weight, but it doesn't do that, so I gotta take those off. I don't know why, but yeah, I told Brian them, we're like, "Oh, we'll give." I said, "Don't worry about it. You already gave me a good deal on it already. I'm not too worried about it." So,
Yeah. You
but
see, I did
right,
that for the 4 gears, right?
uh huh.
Because when I built my 3-lane track with the copper tape, there was no magnets for downforce
Oh, yeah,
because there was no metals. So
right.
I literally had to do that. Glue washers to the underside of the the car's hoods.
Yeah, I mean that's the only way I guess to keep it down, right?
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, and
but
that may be a secret to the 4-gear challenge too. But that's all right.
ah, don't spill it. Don't spill the secrets out there. It's funny. I saw Rich. We were talking the other night. He's got his all set, ready to go in a box,
Yeah,
and Mark's waiting until the last second. He's gotta make sure that there's not one more secret that he can get in there before the time limit. So, but it's funny. My brother-in-law, the one I was talking about earlier, that's helping out. It's kind of has a engineering background to him. He's always looking to, do something, build something. He's like, I was showing him 3D bodies and Lexan bodies and things like that. He's like, let's make those. I was like, well, I don't know. He's like, oh, we'll figure that. I'll get a 3D printer, and he's fortunate enough to where he can buy stuff like that. So I'm like, hey, I'm all for it. I'm down. We'll make some 3D bodies. So, but or even make chassis. Replicate chassis and things like
yeah.
that if you can do that. So, but
Well, you see, it would be nice because there are people who are with us right now who have 3D printers
Yeah.
who could do basically when if you guys remember back to when I did the review for the new tooling for the police car. I think it's a Charger, the new
Oh, yeah,
Charger
yeah.
police car. Well,
Mhm.
it was 3D printed and it looked really like block-esque
Rocky.
because it's not perfectly smooth yet. We have a few, yeah. Matt, you're that person. Patriot Hobbies is the person I'm referring to right now. He's trying to get that down right now where he can start printing stuff like that. So
Nice.
yeah, that would be fantastic. And he could do buildings already and that kind of thing too, because he also has the gaming part of his channel where he does Warhammer or whatever those
Oh,
games are,
nice.
the role playing games.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I don't mean to downplay by any means. They're actually really cool. I Dungeons and Dragons is the coolest shit. I just never had the time for it, man. You know,
Yeah.
my buddy, I had a roommate who plays D&D. He used to play D&D. Of course, this is way back when, and fucking guy would disappear for like days on end. He literally
Yeah.
come home at the weirdest time and be like, "Oh man, I got wiped out by the dragon."
Yeah.
What? What?
Well, you're right about the time thing. That's what I mean. I used to be real big in sim racing. I don't know if you know what that is or not. Just actual racing against other people. It was real big during. It got real big during COVID. But I was into it in like 2016 ish, and I was getting sponsored by Thrust. I have a couple things here. I'm not going to turn because there's mess behind there, but Thrustmaster and Fanatec were sponsoring me for wheels and pedals and shifters and things like that because I got really good at it. So, but that was a fun thing to do. But it just took up so much time,
Right.
and it was expensive too. I mean, if I wasn't fortunate enough that somebody sponsored the stuff I had, it's thousands of dollars, and you have to buy every track, every car.
Oh
It got
man.
really expensive, plus the monthly membership. So, and it just took time because you had to practice and you got graded. I mean, you couldn't go in there and just wreck somebody. They would kick you out of your membership. They suspended pro NASCAR people because they were wrecking people. So, I mean, they don't care what your name is. I mean, because people pay for something, they want it. You can win money. You can make money off of it. So they keep it pretty serious.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, well, that's just it, right? And just the various types of things that are everybody seems to be doing lately too is really cool. Like it's nice to have Matt from Patriot Hobbies back. Uh,
yeah.
he's a writer and he likes doing the documentary thing. Absolutely awesome. Love watching the documentaries, man. Totally.
They are
I
cool.
think it's seriously what the HO community needed
Yeah.
because we're all busy playing with the cars and nobody
Right.
knew, unless of course
Story
you were
behind it.
lucky enough to listen to Brian from Pro Tinker Toys when he was telling the story about slot car back in the day.
Mhm.
If you weren't a party to that or in the room or in the comments at that time, then you don't know.
Right.
And everybody should know, and that's why I really like what Patriot Hobbies has been doing lately. That's absolutely fantastic. He's found his little niche. Um, everyone's got their little thing going on, and I really like that. And like I said, even if you end up overlapping, it doesn't really matter because everyone in our community still watches everyone. If you're sub to somebody and I'm sub to him and him and him and him, well, then I got a little bit of watching to do if everybody releases on the same day. So,
Right. I was gonna
because
say,
I watch them all.
does Rich? I have a like how Brian has the pictures of himself, like Be Happy. They made a picture of me, and if you want me to put it in the packaging with you, I'll send it. I send it when I send this car. If you want that cartoon picture of me, I'll sign it too, even for you.
Oh, there you go.
So
Is that like the one on the coffee cup?
yeah, it's a new one. Here, I'll show you. I think it's right here. Yeah, it is right here. So
Yeah, absolutely. Is always worth repeating. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, awesome, man.
I'll send that to Rich
Awesome.
if he wants that.
No, thank you, Patriot. Absolutely fantastic, Matt. Absolutely awesome, brother. We totally missed you when you were gone. Absolutely. Hey, Marcus, thanks for joining
All
us.
day, Adam. That's right, Scott. All day, Adam. So, cool deal. Well, Dan, I can't thank you enough, man. I really appreciate you having me on tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Adam. I want to thank you for being a guest tonight. Absolutely fantastic.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
And
If you ever need anything, just you give me a shout, and I'll be there for you.
absolutely will, and I absolutely appreciate that. And the same goes with you, Adam. Anything I can do for you that I haven't already done, I will certainly do my best to get her done for you.
I appreciate it, buddy.
And I appreciate you being a member. Your help is definitely absolutely appreciated. You're a great guy, Adam, and we're
Thank
lucky
you.
to have you in our community. And I
Thank
want to say thank you from myself. Absolutely amazing, bro. I appreciate it. We have so many great people here in the chat right now. It's absolutely
I
fantastic.
agree. 100%. 100%.
So before we head out, as usual, of course, I'd just like to say thank you to a few different people we got here in the house. Now, guys, remember, uh, I'm gonna list off a create. If I say a creator, this person, if you don't know that name, then please just go and subscribe to them. This is what our community is all about. I'm trying to get everybody on the same page. I want to know that at least you guys have at least half the amount of my subscribers in your list. So as you can see, we have some work to do for everybody, and I will keep going until I make that an actual fact. So, Robert, as usual, I want to thank you for being a moderator, and of course, you're you know Adam as well through PTT, and we thank you for that. Absolutely fantastic. Scott's House of HO Racing. Scott, as usual, my friend, your collection is absolutely outstanding, and we appreciate you in our community. And it's nice to have your knowledge as well. Thanks, Scott. I appreciate it. Adam appreciates it. Appreciates it, and so does the community. Rich's Slot Car Room. Thank you, brother. Absolutely appreciate it, Rich. Just hang in there, brother. You know how it goes. I explained the scenario. You're right there in that cusp, just like Adam. Um, you know, you're going to catch, and then things will just start to flow. So hang in there. Just try and be regular. Tycho Tuesday, brother. Tycho
I like
Tuesday.
that. I'm looking forward to that tomorrow, Rich.
Yeah. So am I. Tycho Tuesday. Mike Clayton, thanks for joining us, brother. I want to say thank you. Rick, thank you very much, my friend. Thank you, Rick. Big time. Oh, Jay. Hey, brother. Thanks for joining us, Jay. Absolutely awesome, man. Fantastic. Mark, I know you're here somewhere. Mark's Slot Car Garage. Thank you, Mark. I absolutely appreciate it, brother. We're going to get it right for you. I'm never going to say it wrong again. Damn, somebody said Snot Valley Racing. Alvin Taylor, thanks for joining us, brother. Okay, guys. So we end this another Monday Night Live. I want to thank you all for joining us tonight, and most importantly, I want to thank Adam. Adam, thank you very much.
Dan. Thanks, everybody.
We'll see you all next Monday.